that's me. For anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Hannah, aka Homestyle Handstyle, and welcome to my channel. This is my first vlog, so bear with me because it's not going to be polished or perfect, but yeah, I'm going to give it a shot, so here we go. So, a wee introduction. I decided to do this after creating a home account on Instagram. So I got the keys to my first house in May 2020. And when I done that, I decided I'm going to put a wee Instagram together. It was more for like inspo for myself, and so I could like see the progress, because I was going to do a lot of the work myself. So in doing that, it then became a wee bit of a hit, and I've just absolutely loved it. It's been great. Obviously, it's the midst of a pandemic. I've been furloughed a number of times, so it gave me something to do, and then in doing that, I was getting loads of messages. I'd be putting up stories and then people would be like, oh, you should do a vlog. So I thought, right, alright then, let's give it a shot. So I'm a bit nervous, but basically today's video is a little Q&A. So I put on my Instagram, asked people to send in their questions, what they want to know about me. So I asked like for any questions at all. So I've got quite a few back. Quite a few of them came up a number of times, so I've tried to like put it into the one question. So some are about myself and then others are about my home and things. So yeah, without further ado, I will get started. So yeah, first of all, also my name's Hannah. I got asked what age I am, so I'm 25. I'm actually going to be 26 next week. Where do I live? So I'm from Scotland. Obviously I don't want to give it away too much where I live, but it's just outside of Glasgow. I live in Lanarkshire area, so a lot of people might not know where that is, but yeah, there it is. What was our next questions? What's your full-time job and how did it come about? So obviously, as I mentioned, I've been furloughed a few times, but when I am in my full-time job, it is the manager of a sandwich shop. So I absolutely love hospitality. It's something I've always done. It said, how did it come about? So it's quite funny. I've done a number of different jobs. I've also dibbed and dabbed in events jobs before as well. But with this particular job, I used to use them. I used to do an internship with a team building company in Glasgow, and then I used to go there for lunch. So I lived away for a year. I lived in Essex, again, not important, but when I moved back I was looking for work, so I went there just expecting to maybe be able to get a few shifts or that, and then they were opening a new place, so it all just kind of rolled into one, and then the next thing you know I was managing a new shop. So yeah, that's what I do. So next question, what's your favourite food and what food could you not live without? So like, I absolutely love food. Anyone that knows me, is my passion. I love food, I love eating out, anything like that. So what food could I not live without? Oh god, I hate these questions because I'm like, oh, I can't live without everything. Probably bread. I just think that's a pure, like, that's my most important part of every meal. Like, I usually have bread. I just love it, and I just, yeah, I can't live without it. With regards to what's your favourite food, I've got lots of favourites. I would say, like, if it comes to cooking in the house, I usually tend to stick to Italian, but I also love fish and chips. Can't go wrong with fish and chips. Okay, next question. Who is your celebrity crush? Easy one, Ryan Gosling. Love him to bits. Don't need to say any more about that, just love him. Next question, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? So I've got a list that I keep on my phone. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I keep a little list of places that I want to visit on my phone. So top of my list, and it would be my dream, is to go to Rio de Janeiro. And the reason why, I've seen it in a few movies. I know that sounds really daft, but I've seen it, like the skyline of it, and it just looks insane. I just think there's quite a lot of like nitty gritty history that I'd like to learn about. And I've also seen like they do this big carnival, so I'd love to go and see that. So that's why I would like to go there. But then see, at the same time, I'm looking at that question thinking, like, where would your ideal place be? And I'm thinking, see right now, anywhere with sunshine, like just anywhere that's not here. Okay, next question. What's the most embarrassing thing you have ever done? Right, I'm a very clumsy person. That's something you all need to know. I've had quite a lot of embarrassing moments in my life. The most recent one, and I did share it publicly on my Instagram, so that's why I can kind of talk about it, but I had some workers in the house and I had a load of washing in, and they were doing something in the kitchen. It was to do with the floor. So I had to get the washing out, so they kind of arrived and it was all a bit of a flap. So I took the washing out, but unbeknown to me, a pair of my pants dropped out when I was walking out with the washing. And it wasn't until the very end, I mean these guys were here for a few hours, that I noticed one of my thongs was like in the middle of the room, like on top of all their work stuff. And it was just the most uncomfortable, you know, when like from the top of your toes, like right up your body, you get this like heat that comes over you and you're like, oh. So I was totally embarrassed about that. Luckily one of the guys I knew quite well, so he just kind of brushed it off, and they all just had a giggle in that, but it was pure embarrassing. So yeah, that's probably the most recent embarrassing moment, but trust me, I've had a lot. Fave object in your home. That's a real hard one, because I just everything in the house, like I absolutely love, because I've hand selected pretty much, well yeah, I've hand selected everything that's in here. But I love my coffee machine. I've got a wee Nespresso machine, and it does like all the milk and that. I just love it, use it every day. Oh no, sorry, I think I'll do this. It's probably best if I do these roundabout. So best and worst things about being a solo buyer. So yeah, so in line with obviously getting my new place, I was buying on my own. So I would say, well, we start with the worst and then finish with the good stuff. The worst part's obviously, the obvious is that like you're on your own monetary wise, so everything that you do, it's one person that has to pay for it all. I think that's the realest answer. Like it's hard work and it's quite stressful. But to balance that, the best parts about it are that everything you do is such an achievement. Like anything that you do, you're thinking, I've done that myself, and like it's something to be so proud of. The best bits as well, obviously, is that like it's your place, so you get to make all the decisions. Whereas, you know, when like people buy places with their partner, which is not a problem at all, they would then maybe need to compromise, whereas I get to decide like everything that I do because it's my flat, you know. So I'd say that's the sort of the two worst and best bits. The next question was, what was or is your biggest hurdle with your decor and purchases? So that's why I kind of reversed that there. So yeah, basically in line with like the worst bits about being a solo buyer, the hurdles with decor and purchases, well again, yeah, like the hurdle is that you might have something in mind, but then because you're on your own, you can't justify buying it just yet, so you have to sort of wait longer and save longer before you can get things. And I'm quite strict with myself, like I try and not buy something that I don't want. So sometimes people like that are on their own, they might buy a quick fix, but rather than doing that, I'd rather just not have that item. Like for example, well, to be fair, it wasn't just because I couldn't afford it, but I waited ages for my bed. But for ages I just had a mattress on the floor, but it didn't bother me. In fact now, like I kind of like preferred the mattress on the floor, But yeah, it's things like that, and I couldn't afford a TV stand for ages, so it took me ages. I just had a mad like old hand-me-down table until I could afford one. So that's a hurdle because it's like you have to save harder and longer. Um, with regards to hurdles with decor, it's like things are hard and it doesn't go to plan. So when you maybe decide, right, I'm going to paint this room, something always happens. Like you'll maybe come across like dents in the wall that then escalate to another problem. Or for example, when I was getting my plastering done, just sometimes like little problems arise that you don't expect. So I would say that's the biggest hurdle. It's just that things just don't, it's not straight lace when it comes to doing up a property. It takes a bit of time. And you need to learn to be patient. I was always somebody that was like, oh, I like things done really fast, but that's just goes out the window. It doesn't work like that. So you just need to learn to be patient and trust the process, I guess. Okay, so next question. Where do you get your inspo for home decor and fashion? So for home decor, actually, I get a lot of my inspo, well, this was like before obviously we were locked down and caged up, but I used to get a lot of my inspo from going to restaurants, because I feel like restaurants are great because they create a certain vibe. So like, say if you go to a restaurant, it's got its own theme, and then you can see how they develop that theme through the decor. So that was always a big inspo for me. And then obviously Instagram, and that's why I started my account. It was to track my own progress, but also to keep all my ideas in one place. I know people use, like some people use Pinterest and things like that, but I prefer doing it on Instagram. So that's for home decor. And then for fashion, I would say, again, Instagram is just fantastic. It's pictures and people are posting regularly like all their outfits and stuff, which is great. But when we were allowed out and about, I'd get inspo from street fashion, just like walking around and just seeing what other people are wearing or how they're putting stuff together. I would say I follow trends, but I also put my own little spin on things. I often will like bring items back and my friends will like vouch for this, but I'll be like, oh, what do you think? And they're like, oh yeah, it's very Hannah. And I'm like, is that an insult? But I think it's just because sometimes I can be a wee bit more daring or unusual with my style, or at least I try to be. I might not be, but yeah, I do tend to stick to trends, but then I'll put my own little spin on it. So I get inspiration from what I see in like Instagram, and then I'll put my own little ideas together. So that's that. Okay, next page. God, there's lots. What do you hate about Instagram? Good one. I obviously like fully support Instagram. I think it's great. Amazing for like inspiration, ideas. It's a great platform to like inspire yourself and push yourself, as long as you're following the right sort of people and accounts. I would say like what I hate about it is obviously like all social media, it's very addictive. And then also there's that bit in your wee mind where you like think that that's how everyone's lives are, and it's not true. It's like a snippet of what they are and what they want to, how they want to portray themselves, but it's not always real life. But we all know that, but I would say that's the kind of bits that I sort of dislike. I wouldn't say I hate, but yeah, I kind of dislike that about Instagram. What other question? What outfit are you going to wear on your next night out after lockdown? Very good question. I try not to plan too far ahead because who knows when we're going to next get out. It'll most likely be like my favourite venue right now, well, post all this, was a pub. So like not a club and not just a bar, like a bar club. That was my favourite. I call it a plub. I don't know if I've just made that up or if other people say that, but yeah, so probably just, I mean, maybe heels. I'm not sure. I actually only own 2 pairs of heels now. When I moved into this flat, I just like totally had a huge clear out. So I've only got 2 pairs of heels. So maybe heels, maybe not. I'm not really sure. That's quite a hard question. It would most likely have gold hoops involved because I love gold jewellery and gold hoops. And I've just been so casual, like I don't know if anyone else is the same, but my life is just like one big kind of jogger, sort of sport luxe kind of inspired these days, and a big puffer. That's literally what I wear like 24/7. Next question. Right, this is a funny one. This was a wee bit of a wild card, and when I read it I was like, what even is that? Are you interested in, I don't even know how to pronounce it, feng shui, we'll go with that. But I googled it and then I realised, yes I am. So for anyone that was a bit like me and is like, what the hell is that? It's in link to like lifestyle and your home, and it's all about like vibes and how you position things. But I would say, yeah, like in essence, yeah, I would say that I am interested in it without even realising, because for example, like I'm sitting in my bedroom, but my bedroom's like so minimal. I don't have a TV, I never want a TV in my bedroom. I even try sometimes to like take all my devices out my bedroom at night, like my laptop or whatever, my phone. Oh, I'm guilty, we all are, sitting in bed at night on the phone. But yeah, I like a really sort of minimalistic, calm bedroom. And then throughout the house I've sort of created different vibes in the areas. So like my living room's like kind of dark and moody, so that it's relaxing. So yeah, I guess I'm into that. Are you into feng shui? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Oh, you're gonna get a giggle at that bit. Okay, next question. What is your favourite room in the flat? Has to be my kitchen. I really love my kitchen. I'll put my little account like at the bottom and you can check it out, but it's home style, hand style. But I think it's just the biggest transformation was in the kitchen. It's just like so modern. Went for a really like kind of minimal look. It's sort of white gloss units, and then I've got a concrete effect, and then I've got black accents. Obviously I've got some here so you can see that, but I've got black accents throughout the full house. So yeah, kitchen's my favourite room in the house. What's your next big project in the flat? So I've got one room that I've not done anything with yet, other than I've painted it and put a new blind up. This is a 2-bedroom flat, and the second bedroom's like a kind of small box room, so that's going to become a dressing room. Right now it's just set up as a bit of a sort of like makeshift room, but it's going to eventually be have like fitted wardrobes and all that kind of thing. So that'll be my project when I save up, because I'm completely skint now. So aye, it's not happening anytime soon. Next question. What or who is your biggest inspirations in life? Oh, actually this is the last question. I didn't even realise. I've sort of rattled through it. I bet you I'll watch this back and I'll be speaking way too fast. But I didn't want it being like pure too long and boring. So I'll just say that again. What or who is your biggest inspirations in life? So that one for me, it's always my family, like always. My mum and dad are like obviously my biggest inspirations, like especially like as you get older. And again, I don't know if any of you guys have felt this way, but as you get older you just learn to like really respect and appreciate like everything they've done for you, and you realise like how hard it is to do well in life. And I feel like I've had a really good upbringing. I've been really fortunate, and yeah, they'll always be my inspiration, and my reason to work hard and sort of push myself. And in essence, I want to be able to give back to them what they've done for me. And also my sister is a big inspiration of mine's. I'll not go into it too much, but she wasn't very well when she was younger, and at times the world's been against her, but she's just cracked on and done really well for herself. So yeah, I'm always inspired. Although we like argue and literally we fight like cat and dog sometimes, but it's a love-hate relationship, and people with sisters will understand that. But yeah, love her to bits, would do anything for her, and I'm so proud of like what she's achieved and what she will achieve in the future. So yeah, that was the last question, I think. Yeah, I think that was the last question. So yeah, there we go. I hope that was good. Obviously it would be amazing if you've enjoyed it. Give me a wee like down there, and subscribe, and then hopefully you can also write in the comments and suggest maybe the next sort of video that you want me to do. That would be absolutely amazing. A lot of people wanted me to do a day in the life of, but I just felt for the first video I was like, I don't know, like I just didn't want to go from like never vlogging to then straight into like, hi, here's my life kind of thing. So I thought, well, let's do a wee Q&A and see how we go. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and speak soon.